is not the usual practice. And even in your, I'm sure that is not allowed. So there are the times that I have to intervene because I have to intervene for the welfare of any people, not only Indians, but all. Now, if we are here in business, my concern is you have the capital, you have the will, you have the determination to make it good, to be billionaires, you have the money. But my concern is to make it very simple for you to deal with government. One is corruption. And it has been there for quite a time. You know, you do not know me. I'm just an ordinary mayor of Davao City. It's at the tip of Mindanao on the left side if you face the map, if you are in the zone. It's on the left side. There's it's facing Indonesia and Australia. And if you have a very good eyesight on a clear day, you can see the Australian women that wearing bikini on the beaches. That's where my city is. And the problem is, having said that, I am just a provinciano, or one who comes from a rural area. Well, good, but the criticism is also says that I am not a statesman. I'm a lawyer, so there was no subject about statesmanship, so I never learned to be one. Second is I have a bad mouth. The problem is my paradigm never shifted from being a mayor to a president. So my dialect, my language sometimes can be bad. And sometimes it could be good if it goes with the temper of a person. And because I've been mayor and so many problems of the city, I usually do it the way a mayor should do it. He will just say, son of a, stop it. Well, that's what the mayor does not go to Congress every day and declare what you want to do. And that's why some say that I have a vulgar mouth. True. I came from down there, just beside the canal. So that's why my language is not good. The worst is that we have, growing up in Davao, a melting pot. All tribes are there. So we grew up to learn Tagalog, my native Bisaya, and Ilonggo. So that sometimes when I talk in a dialect, Tagalog, I seem to forget the word for its counterpart translation of, I would say Tagalog. Then I would say, putang, anong Tagalog dito? Usually, and they would supply the answer. But that third means in the Visayan, Congressman Subiri will tell you, if I'm talking in the Visayan, because of the so many dialects that we have to absorb, kasi nagsasalita ako, anong Bisaya nitong Yawa na ito? Yawa is devil. There's always that, it's a native talent. So, just like, where's that son of it? When you're looking for something, where's that the son? Where's that pen that the son of? We also have the translation for that in Tagalog. Sana yung putang? Sana yun? Sino pangalan nun? In Bisaya, gano'n. Hain, where? Hain man say, looking for a need. Yawa is devil. So those are the things that I express because it's all the cobwebs of my mind. So, ganun ako magsalita because ganun ako eh. Mayor, at the same time, maybe by accident, the accidental president, that would be me. Alam naman ninyo, the history. Never in a party. I didn't even have a barangay captain here. But I won by a landslide. So, I'm now governing. You are in business. I just would want to tell you that as much as possible, we want you to be comfortable. There's an ease of doing business, and I am here, your president, whether you're a national, because I am the president here. And I'm telling you, I would want to cut red tape. A department, usually Department of Environment, DNR, or whatever, Trade and Industry, just to take you to 1 year, 2 years. I'm only giving my department secretaries 1 month. And the directors, 2 weeks. And if they do not comply with that, then we talk. And we go separate ways. And I said, I do not want corruption. I've been mayor for 23 years in Davao. You can get your permit in 3 days. I do not want people queuing. That's why I said that they stand in a long line. But there are things which I have to correct along the way being the president. There are so many mistakes that abound, but I'm trying to correct it. But those mistakes that are really connected with graft and corruption is something which I do not like. And I have fired so many cabinet members in so short a time, and for those people, even those traveling using public funds, going abroad as if they were using their own money. Sometimes 22 times, 19 times that I said. Now, I said, Duterte does not give a reason. There's a column there about the pain of being separated. Because I do not want to hurt you. There are people whose children are already doctors, lawyers. So why do I have to, unless I want really to humiliate you or ask you to give back what you stole, I would just whisper, I would tell the secretary of, the executive secretary, just whisper to him, go. No noise, no nothing. And so, even the secretary of this Malacanang, the budget officer, I hate to announce it, I just said to him, you go. And that is why I'm still in the process of transforming government. When I was campaigning, I did not have the money. You know that. I did not have the crowd. In the city of Manila, in the island of Luzon, I only had Aimee Marcos, Abet Garcia of Bataan. And that was it. Then I had, even in Cebu, where my father came from. And in his hometown, even my cousins were for the other candidate. But in Cebu, I won by a landslide. In Mindanao, what? There was no doubt that I'd win in Mindanao. So I just made 3 promises. Stop corruption. Do not stop drugs. I will talk to the rebels on all fronts. And I will improve the economy by just allowing the managers of the economy to do it Give them enough elbow room to talk. I do not interfere. Absolutely. You can ask anybody, any clerk in any department. There are no papers of commercial contracts, transactions, MRT or whatever it is, electric technology. You only deal with the secretary. No commercial transactions or contracts with the government ever reaches my table. I do not allow it. It behoves upon the secretary to just sign it. If it's okay, then do not sign it. If it's not okay, then just give me the reason. If I ask, if at all that, and there's an answer, say, what was your rationale? What was this thing? I would just say, well, and I would accept it. I have trust in each and every one of them. So if you have a problem with government, I'm open up the third frequency for telecoms. If you are the representative there, you can always go to them and discuss business. But if you are asked to shell out money, or there is a transaction which involves corruption for a favor or for a permit, then let me know. Unless you are ready to give it, then just shut up because it's yours. But you are not supposed to spend for anything unless it's part of the official fees and the collections of government, regulatory fees, most of it. So there's a new guy there. He was my doormate. His room was in front of me. Together with, he was with Secretary Bello. We were all students. So they are not from Manila. They're not the bright people from, but they were students of law. Dulay, who is the BIR, studied in Ateneo. I was studying in San Beda. Then Bebot Bello, the labor secretary, studied in Ateneo. They were classmates with Dulay. And the other one was, if you remember, the Secretary of Justice. The one who got a disqualifying mark from the commission appointment because he was always talking in English. And there was a thing about his being of dual citizenship. And never they informed anybody that he was also an American. And even when they talk in our cabinet, I could not make out something what I was saying. Yes, I. But when his appointment was due to the commission, there was and I could understand it. He was an activist kasi. So right after the bar, we took the same class 72. He was with UP Padre Paura. He was hunted together with Ernesto Maceda. So they decided to apply for the status of being refugees and were granted by the Americans. So he had no travel documents at all. So in any of his sorties, because he was a professor of law in Hawaii, he was using a travel document, not really a passport. So, but when he was actually already applying for an American citizenship at that time. But when he came here to work, problem is he had these doubts about his citizenship. When he was facing the commission appointments of Congress, it's a congressmen and senators, it's a combined where they pass judgment on your qualification if you are a member of the cabinet or judges of the Supreme Court. You have to undergo the crucible, the everything there, your private and public life. So it was there that his citizenship came into doubt. And he was not confirmed. But all others, they are good. And you can always go to them, seek an audience. But if you're not satisfied, if it involves corruption, asking for money, you can go to your friend, Rani, and just tell me about it. And the reason why there's always a brouhaha about transaction is, I'm repeating it again to all of my countrymen and, of course, businessmen who are for me. If you have a complaint regarding corruption, let me know at any time of the day or night, and I will give you access, and I will give you the time and space to talk to you. And that is what happened with that Korean. He was complaining that he was still not allowed to deliver that, to perfect the contract about the frigate. So when he came to said he was referred to a lawyer to explain about. And that will happen the same thing for anybody, rich or poor, millionaire or the ordinary businessman or professor. You can come to me if somebody asks money from you. And there are really two main offices which I have already cleaned. It's the customs. Customs is handled by a general who used to be my chief of police in Davao, Sid La Peña. And the other, I said, is the BIR. These are the two agencies of government usually the subject of complaints of extortion activities. BIR. You paid the right taxes, get your receipt, and do not worry about anybody auditing you or making accounting of you. If somebody goes there, on the pretext of examining your books, open it up. As long as you paid the right taxes, just the exact price, no more, no less, then you are freed of any interventions or trouble. That is the assurance that I will give you. Everybody will be protected, and I will go after those persons in government who are still into corruption. Wala kayong problema. Malacanang is open, just like that Korean is a subject of hearing in Congress for nothing. Because I have been saying, you can go here and complain, and I will meet you, and I will have that officer called in front of you. And we will hang him in this chandelier. I am good with the armed forces, but I still have to institute continuing reforms with the police. And the police has always been a problem. But they are not really that many. There are scoundrels, scalawags in every organization. And that is why the PNP now was supposed to retire on the 24th of April. And because he enjoys my trust and confidence, I will extend his term for a little bit longer. So enough to reforms to get hold. I do not, this is the first time, and I'm sure the executive secretary who will be signing it is surprised. Because I was reviewing last night that's what I do. I do not read contracts. That's not my business. I was reading the state of affairs, and I said, I would need somebody still to continue with the reforms. So General De La Rosa is popularly called Bato, will have an extended term. The Army is smooth, and I will judge when the time comes also whether or not I will give extensions to the others. But until the reforms get hold, I would still need the services of these guys now present in their present position. So that is one. The other one is labor. Well, it's a topsy-turvy term because, it's a democracy. Labor unions are allowed, and you can always deal with the collective bargaining agreement if it's a big business. But we are always ready to help you. Bebot Belio is a good negotiator. We can always lend our hand for that. And you do not have a worry about overseas workers. The ban of skilled workers to Kuwait stands. I'm not ready to lift it now. I was appraised by what happened there. And until I'm sure that everything, we'll have to come up with a agreement that would be complete. Like passports taken by the employer, no day off. They are only allowed to sleep almost 4 hours, 3 hours, and sometimes their meals are garbage. So these are the things that have to be sorted out before I will agree to deploy Filipinos outside. Problem is, there are constructions that have stopped building and everything, and even in my place, Davao, because we have lost our skilled workers. I mean, when you try to build some, putting up things like this, you cannot just go out of there in my office and ask someone, you have no work, then you fix that. You will burn the whole place. Or the plumbing. You must, they're trained, but they are all in the Middle East. So we do not have the workers. Now we are trying to entice them to come back to the shores. Back to our shores Philippines is growing a little bit, moving faster than usual. So the plumbers, the guy who must know how to build the pipes there, because if you get one from just anywhere there, when you flush the toilet, the water will go up and not go down the drain. So these are the things which you don't have now. There's a dearth of skilled workers. And it's because of the many years of hardships, they were forced to migrate to other places. So my main worry actually is to make you comfortable. Now, you are susceptible to threats of extortion. If it's from the government, let me know, whether labor or everything. And if he's correct, I will sustain him in your presence. And I would say, yes, I think this guy is correct. But if he's wrong, or if it is intentionally done to have money, you can be very sure he goes quietly into the night. Have to worry about filing cases. That's a tedious business. So I would want again to assure you that we are here to invite you, to protect you. And I said, just do the right thing, pay the right taxes, and you are freed. That is now me talking to you. I am giving you that commitment. But let me know. If you don't, then I cannot help you. Simply because I won't I can do nothing. I won't do anything because I cannot reach you out from where you are. But let my aid and or you can come there and just tell the guard that you have this problem and you want to complain. So I will urge you to really do that. The only way that you should avoid, the only way that you should not be doing is entertaining also corruption. At the end of the day, you will lose more money, more asking. But if you resist and demand only what is right and correct, and if you are still being molested, disturbed, let me know. And I will put an end to what ails this country, corruption. So, that is it. And if there's anything that you want government to do, which you think is a must, and I believe that you have submitted a position paper, I will look into it. I have not seen it yet, as yet. But rest assured, tomorrow or tonight, when I left, there was already a bunch of papers to be signed. That's the problem, including the military. Because when the general retires or goes up, everybody goes up. So another appointment. This why goes up one position higher, another appointment, another bunch of papers, and another. So he brings the whole of the army down to the top, and you have to read what is this guy, what is his qualification, and then you have to sign appointment. That is the word. But contracts, MRT, railway, I've always ordered that it should not be endorsed to me for approval. Only the secretaries, using his judgment, using the best of his, the gray matter between the ears, the due diligence that an official should do before signing contracts. So I'm happy that we understand, I suppose, each other along this line, especially corruption. And, well, the pace of your business goes with the traffic. We just have to wait. We are doing everything we can. China is helping us, and everybody is helping us, and India is interested also in helping us. Prime Minister Modi has been very good. I said, anything that we can do to help you, let me know. And India is a promising country. The human resource itself is the asset. And you are competing with China in terms of growth. Then the projection is you'll make it to the top within the next decade. So, congratulations. Indians, hardworking and very good. And you do not have that air of, just like, you know, you go to other places, you talk in English. I said, can you tell me where's the building here? Mais jamais bonjour. No, I'm sorry, I do not talk in French, and I'm just asking where I can find it. Mais jamais bonjour. Here we Orientals, we respect strangers. You can go anywhere, and if you talk, Indians speak good English. They have this British accent, and it's good for you. We understand each other. Aside from our own native dialect, we have this talent of talking English. That's one great asset which the others do not have. So, once again, I'd like to thank you for honoring me with this kind of visit. I'm sure you are hungry. The fork is still there in its place, not yet moved, meaning to say we will have dinner. So, bon appetit, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your remarkable message. At this juncture, may we request our President to please remain on